Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Bolo Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Hare Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govindaram Shri Madhusudhana Gopal Govindaram Shri Madhusudhana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Oh Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Hare Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govindaram Shri Madhusudhan Gopal Govindaram Shri Madhusudhan Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Oh Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga. Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana. Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hare. Patita Pavana Gaura Hare. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribrajagacharya Shtottara Satasri Srimat His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravindha Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki, ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki, Shri Prabhupada Ki, Prabhupada Anuga Ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki, Nittai Gaura Premanande. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shishi Guru and Gurang, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Reading from Bhagavad Gita. Briefly today, I am supposed to speak to you a little bit on Nanda Utsavam, the celebration in Nanda Maharaja's place. And since I don't have the Bhagavatam text in front of me, I'm just speaking from, reading a little bit from Prabhupada's purport and taking it from there forward. Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Sashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. I'm reading from text 13 of chapter 10. 10.13. Arjuna Vacha Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. Ahustvam Rishayah Sarve Devarshi, such as Narada, Asita, Devala and Vyasa confirm this truth about you, and know you yourself are declaring it to me. Purport. In these two verses, the Supreme Lord gives a chance to the Mayavadi philosopher. For here it is clear the Lord is different from the individual soul. Arjuna, after hearing the essential 4 verses of Bhagavad Gita in this chapter, became completely free from all doubts and accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He at once boldly declares, now you are Param Brahma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and previously Krishna stated that he is the originator of everything and everyone. Every demigod and every human being is dependent on him. Men and demigods, out of ignorance, think that they are absolute and independent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That ignorance is removed perfectly by the discharge of devotional service. This has already been explained in the previous verse by the Lord. Now by his grace, Arjuna is accepting him as a supreme truth in accordance with the Vedic injunction. It is not that because Krishna is Arjuna's intimate friend, Arjuna is flattering him by calling him the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth. Whatever Arjuna says in these two verses is confirmed by Vedic truth. Vedic injunctions affirm that only one who takes to devotional service to the Supreme Lord can understand him, whereas others cannot. Each and every word of this verse spoken by Arjuna is confirmed by Vedic injunction. In the Kena Upanishad, it is stated that the Supreme Brahman is the rest for everything, and Krishna has already explained that everything is resting on him. The Mundaka Upanishad confirms that the Supreme Lord, in whom everything is resting, can be realized only by those who engage constantly in thinking of him. This constant thinking of Krishna is Smaranam, one of the methods of devotional service. It is only by devotional service to Krishna that one can understand his position and get rid of this material body. In the Vedas, the Supreme Lord is accepted as the purest of the pure. One who understands that Krishna is the purest of the pure can become purified from all sinful activities. One cannot be disinfected from sinful activities unless he surrenders unto the Supreme Lord. Arjuna's acceptance of Krishna as a supreme pure complies with the injunctions of Vedic literature. This is also confirmed by great personalities, of whom Narada is the chief. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and one should always meditate upon him and enjoy one's transcendental relationship with him. He is the supreme existence. He is free from bodily needs, birth and death. Not only does Arjuna confirm this, but all the Vedic literatures, the Puranas and histories. In all Vedic literatures, Krishna is thus described, and the Supreme Lord himself also says in the 4th chapter, "Although I am unborn, I appear on this earth to establish religious principles." He is the supreme origin. He has no cause, for he is the cause of all causes, and everything is emanating from him. This perfect knowledge can be had by the grace of the Supreme Lord. Here Arjuna expresses himself through the grace of Krishna. If we want to understand Bhagavad Gita, we should accept the statements in these two verses. This is called the Parampara system, acceptance of the disciplic succession. Unless one is in the disciplic succession, he cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. It is not possible by so-called academic education. Unfortunately, those proud of this academic education, despite so much evidence in Vedic literatures, stick to their obstinate conviction that Krishna is an ordinary person. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatana Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsya Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai ki. Hare Krishna. I think all of you had a great Janmashtami celebration, thinking of Krishna. Some of you who were here would have witnessed the festival along with all the other devotees here. And we also observed Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada's 126th year birth anniversary. On the same day is Nanda Utsavam. We did not have so much time to speak about it. The Nanda Utsavam day occurs on the same day as Prabhupada's appearance day. Nanda Utsavam, Utsavam means festival, Nanda Maharaja's festival. Krishna, we heard how he appeared to Devaki and Vasudev in the jail, in the prison house. And then we heard how he was taken to Vrindavana and placed next to Yashoda. And when Yashoda woke up, she found that she had given birth to this very beautiful looking child. He was decorated with ornaments and he was very beautiful looking. And she was so amazed by the beauty. This is my child. And the news spread that Nanda Maharaj has got a boy. Everybody started getting the news. And in a small, nice village like Vrindavana, where people are very much connected to each other, they did not send any WhatsApp message or SMS or took a quick picture of the kid and sent round, Krishna is born, so and so. It didn't happen like that. By word of mouth, they heard and they said, Krishna. They all spoke to each other and said, beautiful boy is born to Mother Yashoda. First all the women knew. Rohini was managing everything. All management was done by Rohini on the women's side. And she was keeping Yashoda protected. And then all the women came to know about it, and then they said, you must immediately convey message to Nanda Maharaj. Everybody was already started talking about it and started dancing slowly. And the news was spreading. And so they sent an elderly lady, a gopi, to tell Nanda Maharaj, he is in the Goshala. Please go and tell. So this elderly gopi lady, she went all the way. She took special sprouted this thing. She took coconut flowers and then put mustard seeds and put turmeric and sandalwood paste on them and went with good news. You know, it's not like going to the nearest gift shop and buying a plastic bouquet or something and pack it very nicely, please. I'll give you more money, and you can pack it up so nicely with all plastic stuff and everything and makes it look very nice, happy birthday, and give it. So all natural things are used. It is obviously very beautiful looking and smelling very nice and fresh. So she goes with these things to the Goshala. And there Nanda Maharaj is waiting to hear the news whole night, and it is early morning, waiting to hear the news. And all his elderly cowherd men are together. They are all taking part in taking milk early morning from the cow. And then this lady comes and he says, Nanda Baba, you have become a father. A beautiful boy has been born. And her voice comes out woof, early in the morning. Birds are twittering, and at that time he gets his news. And then he stands up, extremely happy. And then he turns around to her and she comes towards him and gives the coconut, and the news sprouts and all the turmeric and sandalwood and everything, and his joy. It is mentioned that Nanda Maharaj's hair stood on end as soon as she said, a beautiful boy. You are a father of a beautiful looking boy. The hair on his body all stood up, and then he became so happy. And all the cowherd men taking out the milk, they also stood up and turned around and looked at Nanda Maharaj. And they started saying, Jai. And then immediately Nanda Maharaj said, all these cows in the Goshala, donate to her. It is her cow. He became so happy, he immediately donated to her all the cows. He told, go take it to her husband and give it to her. And then all of them started dancing. The cows also started shaking their head and their ears in happiness. And Nanda Maharaj came out very happy. And in that happiness, he went home to take his bath. He took a bath and he said, I have to go and see my son. By that time, all these cowherd men also went, took bath, and they joined with Nanda Maharaj to go to the house, his house, and see the beautiful Krishna. News spread everywhere. People started dancing, and all the gopas and all the young boys all found out that Nanda Maharaj's son is born. So they started taking all the butter and throwing on each other. They took the curds and threw on each other. They dumped the milk on each other, and they started dancing like nothing. The whole place was amok, and everybody joined and started dancing in great joy. In great joy. This is described by Jiva Goswami in Gopala Champu. And Nanda Maharaj had already sent word, bring all the brahmanas, bring all the people, I want to give charity. My son is born. And so he called all of them. So the word went around and the brahmanas were coming nicely dressed. Nanda Maharaj is the king of the village. He has got a son. So imagine what a big festival and what a good news it is. So then all the brahmanas started rushing and coming. In the meantime, all the ladies, they were also dancing and so excited. All sorts of people came to know about it and they were rushing. All the ladies everywhere were rushing with gifts and many things. And some of them were simply running to Nanda Maharaj's house to see Nanda Maharaj's child. Demigods came. The news went right up to Devatas, and all the Devatas knew the supreme absolute truth, Krishna, is appearing. He is the supreme personality of Godhead has appeared in Nanda Maharaja's house. So they all appeared in Vahanas. You know, previously they offered prayers to, this morning we did prayers offered by demigods when Devaki was a Garbhini. This Krishna is appeared in Vrindavan, and all the demigods came in their Vahana. Quickly they have to come, no? They're very far away, somewhere. They have to come here. So they came in their Vahanas. It is mentioned that Kubera came in a flower chariot. It came in a Durga came in a lion. It's mentioned that Agni came in a ram. You know, ram, goat. Big wild goat, it looks like, came in a ram. And then Kartikeya, Muruga, he came on a peacock. Lord Shiva came on a bull. Yamaraj came on a buffalo. All this is described. They all landed up from everywhere on their Vahanas. From all over the universe, all the rulers of the universe have to come. Krishna has taken birth in the material world. He has appeared. So it will be very wonderful to see what Leela he is going to do. And they all know him, they meet him regularly. That problem, Kamsa problem, Hiranyakashipu problem, Ravana problem, they all constantly go and meet. So now they want to see that Supreme Lord come from Vrindavana himself. So they all came down hurriedly. So many demigods came. And all their Vahana. Lakshmi came on Garuda, it is mentioned. Borrowed Vishnu's Garuda and came on Garuda. And Bhumi came on an airplane. She said, Bhumi took the form of a cow and came on an airplane. Special airways. Bhumi Airways. He came and landed quickly. Can you imagine? All this is described so beautifully. And they all came to see the Supreme Lord Krishna. Everybody wanted to take darshan. And they all looking so beautiful. All the demi-goddesses and the demigods were extremely beautiful. They simply walked into Nanda Maharaj's house to take darshan of the Supreme Lord. So you can imagine the whole village was converging on Nanda Maharaj's house. And Nanda Maharaj went inside through the crowd with all his cowherd men. My son, I want to see my son. So he's so happy. I know I'm the father of a son, and everybody is telling, you're so fortunate, such a beautiful son, so fortunate. And he's excited. He wants to go and see his son. He's moving through the crowd. It's mentioned, Gopala Champu mentions, like a full moon. He moved inside through the clouds and it just rushed inside. And Rohini was in charge. She quickly covered the place. And she said, told Nanda Maharaj, just wait. Nanda Maharaj bought a huge pot of auspicious things and placed at the door of, Yashoda's door. And then he waited there and he was almost crying. He was in tears. And the Rohini brought Krishna and came and gave to Nanda Maharaj's lap. And first time Nanda Maharaj saw Krishna. So amazingly beautiful. He was so stunned watching it, the Lord. His beautiful eyes, his reddish lips, and his nice locks of hair, his ornaments and everything. He was extremely happy. Then all the Brahmanas came. So he said, I have to give them necessary. The Brahmanas took the child and they started chanting all sorts of mantras, touching his ears, touching his nose, touching his head. Then they took ghee, put it on his mouth, and they chanted all sorts of mantras, turning him this way, turning this way, this type of auspiciousness for him, this, that. At that time, everybody was watching the child, was beating his legs, and under the legs they show all these beautiful marks, Ankusha Mudra, Swastika. They saw Kalasham, they saw lotus. So all these auspicious marks on the feet of small, tiny, beautiful rose, lotus-like feet of Krishna. They could see all this. It's very auspicious. This child has got all these auspicious marks. And everybody was talking about it. And simple people, they are not like the city people, no? Like all our people. They are all very simple. And everybody is allowed to come everywhere in the house. Nobody can stop anybody. Because everybody is known to everybody. Nobody will do any nonsense. All feeling greatly for Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. All Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda's very close people from everywhere. So they're all coming and watching and pushing and pulling. And the Brahmanas are chanting all these wonderful mantras. And then Nanda Maharaj gives charity. He's so happy. It is mentioned he gave mountains of grains, 7 mountains of grains. He was very rich. He had 9 lakh cows. But today he gave millions of cows in charity with gold hoof and gold horns. First he gave, it's mentioned, 1,000, then he gave 100,000, then he gave 1 million. He called and gave any Brahmana who comes here 1,000, 10,000 cows. Grains like mountains, because he is Raja. Those days, wealth means cow and grain. Gavena dhanavan, dhanyena dhanavan. One who has dhanya, grains. One who has cows, he is wealthy. Wealth means cow and grains. Not your, credit card. Not all that money. Not all that currency. Real wealth means cows and grains, not even gold. Gold is used everywhere. Not even gold. Cows are very, very sign of great wealth. So he was giving millions of cows, hundreds and thousands of cows. And 7 hills of grains he gave. And on top of the hills on the apex were all precious jewels and ornaments and everything put on top of each hill. He was giving as charity to all the important Brahmanas, and everybody were coming and receiving and blessing the child. Krishna is born, what opulence is, to be spoken about. Nanda Maharaj was donating and giving charity. In the prison house, Vasudev could not give charity. He gave Manasi Gadhanya. He gave, through his mind, he gave charity of so many cows and grains and everything he gave. But here, Nanda Maharaj is able to physically give in charity. And he is very pleased. Everybody starts dancing. They all start saying, Nanda, Nanda Bhai's son has come and they started dancing very beautifully. Everybody starts dancing and everybody is throwing butter, ghee, milk, yogurt, flowers and auspicious items, new buds and everything. They are throwing at each other and they are all spinning and dancing. Whole village is full of festival. And in this way, Krishna is welcomed into Vrindavan. His appearance takes place. Then after this big festivity is over and everybody goes to take bath in the Yamuna. And everybody jumps into the Yamuna along with Nanda Maharaj. And they splash Nanda Maharaj with Yamuna's water and they loudly chant wonderful names and they have a great amount of nice fun in Yamuna river. And then Nanda Maharaja returns and then he very affectionately looks at Krishna and starts enjoying the wonderful pastimes of Krishna from then onwards. In this way Krishna appeared. Nanda Maharaj offered a big feast that day. When everybody came back after a bath, everybody got a very huge feast. How many of you had the feast yesterday? Nanda Maharaja's feast? Yeah. A big feast was organized and everybody was called to eat. And it's mentioned that everything was cooked in ghee. Pure ghee, dripping with ghee. Everybody was fed. And everybody ate and lots of items were given to them to take home. Take home and go. All sweets and that and this. Everybody got big baskets they were taking home. Everybody was very happy. Very happy. They went back home feeling very happy. How many of you felt very happy after Janmashtami? Nitai Gaura Premanande. That's because Krishna has really arrived. That's because you have felt Krishna's appearance. You have entered Janmashtami Leela. Same way all of them felt very happy and they went back to their houses. Constantly thinking about Krishna. In this way Krishna made his appearance in Vrindavana. And a big festival was held. In this way we should also bring Krishna into our heart. By chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thinking of Krishna, worshipping Krishna, serving Krishna, we can bring Krishna into our heart. It's not that Krishna is somewhere in the sky and we have to go and meet him physically, then only. It may be true. Krishna is in Goloka Vrindavana. But Krishna is present everywhere. He is present everywhere. So, simply by our Krishna consciousness, we can feel the presence of Krishna. Krishna can manifest himself wherever there is pure devotion to him. So, all pure devotees of the Lord are constantly in touch with Krishna. They are in Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada told us by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, we can awaken our Krishna consciousness. When we awaken our bhakti, our love for Krishna, then Krishna is present. Krishna is present because you can experience Krishna. Sometimes devotees can smell Krishna. They feel that he is just here. In Bhava Bhakti, it is mentioned that you can smell Krishna very close by. You can feel that he is here. In Prema Bhakti, you actually take part in Leelas with Krishna. As your Bhakti progresses and matures, Krishna explains, Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschashma tatvatah tato mam tatvato jnatva vishate tad anantaram. You can enter into me, enter into my pastimes if you're prepared yourself with the proper consciousness. Right now we are very busy with the material affairs and absorption in the material world. That's why when we read these stories, we are reminded slowly about our original position of being in Krishna consciousness, with Krishna, always absorbed in Krishna, in the absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is appearing in Vrindavana, the mood is different, and in Mathura, the mood was very different. In Mathura, he just satisfied Vasudeva and Devaki and left. Nobody else could see Krishna. Kamsa thought this is Krishna, and he went there. He saw a girl. And he tried to kill that girl. She also flew away from his hands. So it became Durga. And she told him, "You fool. Person who is supposed to kill you is already taken birth somewhere else." And in this way, nobody could see Krishna in Mathura. Only Vasudeva and Devaki, they know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan. And so he appeared to them in the four-handed form. And so here I am, Bhagavan, Narayana, Shankha Chakra, Gada, Padmam, Chaturbhuja form. He came and appeared, and they offered their prayers and they offered their glorification, and he became again small child and said, "Take me back to Vrindavan." Actually, this is a mystery. How can Krishna come out of Vrindavan and be born in Mathura is the question. Because Krishna never leaves Vrindavana. Vrindavanam parityajya eka padam na gachanti. Leaving Vrindavana, even one step, he will not go outside Vrindavana. Because Vrindavana is a spiritual world. Goloka Vrindavana. So, it's mentioned that actually the mystery is Krishna is born in Vrindavan only. And Krishna appeared in the prison house for the sake of Devaki and Vasudeva. I am here. Then became her son, small son. And she said, "Now you disappear from here because Kamsa will come." So he disappeared. But it is mentioned that he was born actually to Yashoda. Twins were born to Yashoda. One girl and one boy. That girl is Yogamaya. And that boy is Krishna. When Vasudeva Krishna came with Krishna, that time that Yashoda Krishna disappeared. And as soon as he put Krishna there, he again merged into Krishna. And then he took the girl child thinking nobody else is there. And he brought. Actually, they were twins born to Yashoda. And when Vasudeva came, the boy Krishna became aprakat. He could not see. And then he placed this Krishna. Another explanation given by Acharyas is Yogamaya, who appeared first, took Krishna quickly to Mathura, showed it to Vasudeva and Devaki, boom, transported back to Vrindavana. And so actually Krishna is born in Vrindavana only. He never leaves Vrindavana. His portion, expansion went to Vasudeva and Devaki, gave darshan and came back. Because Yogamaya is doing all these things. The Yogamaya Shakti is the internal energy, Antaranga Shakti of the Lord, who manages everything that has to happen for Krishna. Event management we have no here. We hire sometimes people, event managers for events. Yogamaya is the event manager supreme for Krishna's events and pastimes. She managed everything. Who should go where? Yogamaya only transferred Balarama from Devaki's womb to Rohini's womb. And Balarama was born 14 months after being transferred from Rohini. So, in this way, it is mentioned that Balarama already prepared. He also knows Krishna is going to come. And it is mentioned that whenever Balaram was sitting with Rohini, and he was sometimes sitting on Yashoda's lap when Yashoda was pregnant, he became very happy, especially when he sat on Yashoda's lap. He was becoming extra happy because, you see, my brother is just going to come. My brother is there. So it's all described very nicely by the great Acharyas, showing all these beautiful things happening in that simple Vrindavana. So in Mathura, it's a royal place, it's a palace of Kamsa. But here in Vrindavan is a beautiful village and all are Krishna's devotees. Pure devotees of Krishna, all the Brajavasis. And Krishna is appearing amidst them. No fear for him, no kamsa, no that type of fear, no jail, nothing. And everybody is coming, placing something on Krishna's head. Oh, my dear Ladla. And they are doing all sorts of things to Krishna, sing beautifully, songs and everything Krishna is enjoying because all of them are his devotees. All of them are his pure devotees. In this way, Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki, Shri Shri Gauranitai ki. In this way, Nanda Utsava is celebrated. Nanda Maharaja's great festival. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki, Nittai Gaura Premanande.
श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जन्माष्टमी महोत्सव की गौर प्रेमानंदे. Hare Krishna. A couple of very important announcements. We are just immediately after the Shri Krishna Janmashtami festival. Yesterday and day before yesterday, we had thousands of visitors. About 28,000 public visitors, devotees have taken darshan of Lord Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi, and we have distributed little more than 21,000 plates of prasadam yesterday. Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande. And we had a band of dignitaries, honorable guest, visiting Shri Krishna Janmashtami celebration. Especially, we had the privilege of having Honorable Minister of Culture and Tourism, Shri Kishan Reddy ji, as chief guest yesterday. Union Minister of Tourism and Culture, and along with him, we also had Shri Annamalai, BJP State President, and then we also had some illustrious personalities like Dr. E. Balaguruswamy, former Vice Chancellor, Padma Shri KG Bhaktavachalam, KG Chairman, and we also had Dr. Ashok, Chairman of KGISL, and then many individuals. VK Singh, Textile Secretary, and then we also had a DEFRI Managing Director, LG Group of Companies Chairman, and many individuals who are very pertinent in the clan of Coimbatore Industries entrepreneurship. So we are very grateful to them. And also we had a group of huge band of devotees who helped us in organizing this grand Shri Krishna Janmashtami celebration. We had His Grace Seva Parayana Prabhu as the chief festival coordinator. Please give him a big Hari Bol. For us, Janmashtami was only for 2 days. For His Grace Seva Parayana Prabhu, it was little more than 2 months, and he had many sleepless nights, and he had to coordinate almost 15 to 20 important departments, and he himself led the infrastructure. If you thought the infrastructure this year was very good, well planned and designed very well, and he is the man who is in charge of it. We will take you further. We wanted to be soft, attractive, so we are going to start with flower service department, led by Tunga Vidya Mataji. All the flowers which you saw in the Garbhagriha, which anointed Lord Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi, was personally done by Tunga Vidya Mataji and a big, huge team, namely Amritamayi Devi Dasi Mataji, Chandramukhi Mataji, Jayashri Rukmani Mataji, Mangala Dayini Mataji, Pavana Bhakti Mataji, Revadi Rasamayi Mataji, Sasireka Krishna Priya Mataji, Sunayana Urmila Devi Dasi Mataji, Vasna Havini Madhavi Devi Dasi Mataji, Vatsalyamayi Yashoda Mataji, Vijay Lakshmi Mataji, Vimalangi Mataji, Punni Mataji, Padma Mataji, Radha Mataji, Shanti Shabarish, Shanti Vidya Sagar, Saroja, Krishna Kumari, Tunga Vidya Sundari, Devidasi Mataji. Please give them a very good round of applause. Some very special individuals make huge change in the festival, and one of them is Praneshwar Nimai Prabhu. We would call upon Praneshwar Nimai Prabhu. And in the program committee, we had number of people: Karnabdi Krishna Kumar Prabhu, Sankarshan Gaur Prabhu, Chandraprati Brajamohan Prabhu, Sundareshwar Mukunda Prabhu, Bull Krishnan Prabhu, assisted by Bala Subramaniam Prabhu and Nagarajan Prabhu. We would also call upon Taraga Krishna Chandra Prabhu. And in the Kalasam Astotra Sada Kalasha Abhisheka Seva was coordinated by Srinivas Hari Prabhu, Govardhan Prabhu, Mani Bhushan Prabhu, Utsaha Mahi Mataji and Sundar Swami Prabhu. Our gratitude to all of them. And in the office we had Sesha Rupa Nitai Prabhu coordinating it, along with Gita Gamya Mataji, Bhakta Venkatesh, Murari Prabhu. Harinam Mandapam preaching was coordinated by Mohan Ram Prabhu and team, including Archana Mahi Mataji and lot of Sevadaris. Sudama Seva was coordinated by Murli Asta Mukunda Prabhu. Kirtan committee was coordinated by Pavitra Krishna Prabhu, Deeptiman Nityananda Prabhu, Bhakta Ashok, Raghavendra Prabhu, Prujit, Buddhi Sagar, and also Anandamayi. And the Kirtan was also participated enthusiastically by Yajna Sevani group of Matajis, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Subhangi Mataji, Priyanka, and many more. And the book distribution committee was led by Vignanasana Vasudev Prabhu, Trivikrama Govinda Prabhu, Padma Lochani Mataji, and a team. The festival team, of course, was led by Seva Prayan Prabhu, assisted by Nanda Sutta Govinda Prabhu. A big round of applause for Praneshwar Nimai Prabhu. Yes. Praneshwar Nimai Prabhu has also committed a few minutes before that he would take up the cooking, distribution, and all the accumulation, procurement of the necessary provision from next festival. Give him a good Haribol! Next, we are going to heavy duty committee, which is cooking committee. The cooking committee was thrown in a distant place in a Kalyana Mandapam with very little resource, with a lot of challenges and very little helping hand. The team was led by Rasika Gaura Prabhu and Kalavati Mataji, Mineshi Mataji, assisted by Sundari Subhadra Mataji, Radhika Pati Prabhu, Rama Raghavendra Prabhu, Ruparani Radhika Devidasi Mataji, Ratna Bahu Prabhu, Madhunath, Kripa Mataji, Mohan Ram Prabhu, Subhadra Mataji, Shankar Raya, Shankarpati Nityananda Prabhu, Krishna Swarup Prabhu, Banamali Mataji, Sudha Mataji, Kannan Prabhu, Pon Chitra, Krishna Kanta Devidasi Mataji, Nagaraj Prabhu, Kavita, and many individuals. Their team is big team, huge team. We would like to recognize all of them and express our heartfelt, sincere gratitude to all the devotees who were tirelessly cooking from early morning to late night, not just one day but 2 days. The housekeeping management here, crowd control, traffic was handled by Tiles Krishnan Prabhu, Nagarajan Prabhu, Varadaraj Goshala Varadaraj Prabhu, and then many more devotees. The puja team led by His Grace Bhaktadas Prabhu, Gopinath Prabhu, Jagannath Kanta Prabhu, Manasvi Gopi Mataji, Bhakta Rupa Prabhu, Ishwara Shakti Devidasi Mataji, Padma Sakhi Devidasi Mataji, and also by Sundari Subhadra Mataji. Gopadi Govinda Prabhu, Ganapati Vaishnav Prabhu. We also call upon Bhakta Vinod Prabhu. This time you would have seen stalls, lot of activities in the stall. And when we talk about stall, we cannot forget the stall coordinated by Hemangi Mataji. We call upon Hemangi Mataji for her stupendous effort in coordinating the children who innovatively made models and exhibited it, and it had attracted many hundreds of visitors. So we thank Hemangi Mataji and her entire team of devotees. Please give her a very good round of applause. There was also a group of devotees who were helping pujaris in honoring devotees with the Sadari, Bhakta Rupa Prabhu, Sanjay Krishna Prabhu, Vishaka Mataji, Padma Mahendran. The site cleaning, housekeeping was also coordinated by Subhamaya Srinivas Prabhu, Chinna Swami Prabhu, and a group of devotees. We thank all of them. And the entire congregation, each one of us will be part of the fundraising. There was a huge turnaround of table in just 7 days of time. So we thank all the devotees irrespective of the Coimbatore Yatra donors, and we would like to pray for the donors' family, collectors' family, fundraisers, especially Kovai Chandra project. So we request all of you to chant the holy name of the Lord for the names which had been left. We also call upon Raja, who were part of the decorating team, Raja, Bhupati, Kanagaraj, Subhangi Mataji, and Bhakta Ashok, who had decorated the entire temple hall. Shayanta, they were all part of the Yagna Sevani team. We had a very powerful Patti Mandram happening in the stage. We would like to thank Ratnakar Gauranga Prabhu for coordinating it. Nitishri, Tarak Krishna Prabhu, Anuradha Mataji, Madhuranatha Prabhu, his daughter, Vanamalini Mataji. We thank all of them. There was particularly a cultural performance performed by devotees, Tanvi, Lohita and team. And there was also a drama performed by Raghavendra Prabhu, Gunanidhi Gaura Prabhu and Ram. We appreciate their endeavor. There was a huge band of devotees serving throughout the day, both the days. Palani Swami, Sudharma Vasudev Prabhu, Praneshwar Prabhu, Rasamai Prabhu, Sri Hari Parayan Prabhu. In specific, he led the serving team. Deeptiman Nityananda Prabhu, Krishna Swarup Prabhu, Rama Raghavendra Prabhu, Ashok, Shiva, Jagan, Buddhi Sagar, Pranav, Venkata Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Krishna Kumari, Nandini, Sri Devi, Priyanka, Padma Shri, Tulasi, Lalita, Vanamalini Mataji, Ratna Bahu Prabhu, Radhika Pati Prabhu, Maladi Mataji, and Prujit. Yes, he is representing his mother and father for the Pattimandam. Deva Murari Prabhu. We have Shesh Rupanitai Prabhu, Achut Gopinath Prabhu, doing many wonderful services. Bhagavad Amardhananda Prabhu in the kitchen, assisted by Radha Padavi Mataji and a huge team of devotees. We express our gratitude to all the devotees who have assisted in the kitchen. Lajavadi Mataji, Satibama Mataji, Lavanyamayi Mataji, and many senior devotees. Ishani Mataji, Thakurani Mataji for housekeeping. We would have certainly left many important names. We regret for it, and we offer our sincere prayers at the lotus feet of Lord Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra Devi. We would have not performed all these services without His Holiness Bhakti Vinod Swami Maharaj's direction, and we offer our humble obeisances and respects at the lotus feet of His Holiness Bhakti Vinod Swami Maharaj. Srila Bhakti Vinod Swami Maharaj ki, Padit Pavan Srila Gurudev ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Go Pramanande. We may humbly request His Holiness Bhakti Vinod Swami Maharaj to address us. We would also call upon Shyama Priya Harini Devidasi Mataji, Tulasi Saki Mataji, Bhakta Kannan Prabhu. Mataji is wife of Sri Hari Parayan Prabhu, very actively participating in serving.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So, it takes a lot of efforts of many devotees to be able to put up a big festival. And all the devotees have done a very wonderful service within their capacity, sometimes stretching themselves more than their capacity, because we had a lot of visitors coming the whole 24 hours and the next day also. Our puja department could not sleep the night of Janmashtami, and the next morning they had to perform the Mangalarti and other things regularly. And in this way, many different devotees have been working nights and day to put up a festival, so that many people can have darshan of Krishna. They can see Abhishekam, they can dance and chant in Kirtan, they can enjoy wonderful prasadam, and in this way they will get attracted to Krishna and perform some service for Krishna. So we are very grateful to all these wonderful devotees, and I pray to Krishna that He may shower His blessings on all of them for their wonderful services, from the smallest service to the biggest service, according to each person's capacity. Om Tat Sat. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shri Krishna Janmashtami Mahotsavam ki. We did not say anything about Madhugopal Prabhu, and who is helping behind the scenes, very actively coordinating the fundraising team and many other coordinations of the festival together. And there are many others, names he has not mentioned. They may be missed out in terms of names, but all of them included in the blessings that they would receive from Krishna. Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki.
Madhavi Mataji and Utsahamahi Mataji and others who have also assisted in the sevas. And today's Sunday feast is sponsored by Pavitra Krishna Prabhu and family. We also call upon Karishma Bakshi, and we recollect her husband Anadi Krishna Prabhu and family. Please come forward. Today's Sunday feast is sponsored by them. Shiva Prabhu, Aravind Prabhu, they all assisted in the media and broadcast. We recollect their names also.